Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Mind to Motions. In episode 2, we're going to be discussing your state of mind. Now, when we're discussing state of mind, leading on from our last conversation, I think that communication and how you think are very closely tied together. When I say state of mind, I'm discussing and referencing how do you come up with concepts, how do you come up with ideas, and then how do you execute them. It can also be attributed to daily life in general. We've all got different emotional experiences, baggage, relationships, partnerships. I think it's very important to recognize that all of these things will affect your personal state of mind. So, getting into the whole essence of your state of mind, again, taking it from my personal experiences, I look at it as kind of made up of your daily life, the routine, the discipline. I think that it takes quite a lot of understanding. Sometimes it takes time, it takes patience to really understand what you want and how to get it. And throughout that period is your learning, is your experience time, your opportunity to embrace failure and, accept it, rationalize, understand it, and then use it to move forward. I think it's also very important to note that with state of mind, positivity is very, very important. The reason I say that is because you either have positivity or you kind of have the opposite. If you look at successful businesses, successful brands, successful people, you tend to find that they lean towards the positivity by choice. I believe that a lot of us have the choice on a daily basis to choose a positive route to take. I personally try to avoid passing verdict on situations, especially when I'm not well versed in whatever it is it may be. But I think it's very important that we're mindful that everybody has unique circumstances. You may be looking at something, but it may be something completely different. I try to reserve judgment as much as possible. When you start to judge things, you start to put them in places. If it doesn't agree with your current state of mind, you may just pass that off and, never come back to it. You don't want to close doors. You don't want to burn bridges, if possible. We always have situations where you just want to move on, move forward. But if you can, try your hardest to reserve judgment on situations until you've got more information. I think that if more of us did this, I think we'd be able to work together a lot more, be able to bring forth that communication, those stimulating conversations we have, and bring it into, a positive end goal. For a lot of people out there, that's your business, that's your brand. For others, it's just, relationships and family. So it can be attributed to all aspects of life. But I think the most important aspect of state of mind is what you choose to do. No one can really dictate your state of mind, ultimately. I think it's very key that we notice and appreciate that you're in control of your actions, you're in control of your emotions for the most part, and you can choose to approach situations on a more positive note, even if others don't reciprocate. Because what I've found in my personal experience is that when I've gone into situations with a positive mindset, an open-minded kind of way of thinking, not everything has always worked out. But I've found that the learning has been very valuable, and I've been able to take that into other aspects of my life to help improve other aspects of my life. There are things that you can do, which we can go through in terms of your discipline, setting yourself targets and goals, believing in yourself and believing in who you are as an individual, developing a routine of positivity, finding something in your daily life that you can latch onto that provides you with improved health, a better understanding of what you're doing, what you care about, what you're passionate about. And finally, having the ultimate discipline to be able to make the right decisions based off of how you interpret situations. And allow me to break down a little bit further. When we make decisions, I think we tend to reference other people, other situations, and you can learn from situations, but ultimately you have to go through a lot of things before you understand how it affects you and how you can then use that moving forward. So those core factors, can help build the fundamental framework, whether you're coming from dealing with a lot of personal issues, depression, anxiety. You can look towards a new day with a positive outlook, as difficult as it may be. And again, I'm saying this because I found in my experience that when I have had that mindset, the right kind of people have gravitated around me. And when I've kind of shut things off and I've been a little bit negative and, a bit dismissive, I've kind of found in my experience that it hasn't worked out in the best way. And then you tend to throw a lot more emotion into those scenarios, which ultimately, if the emotions aren't helping you or making you feel good, then I think that's where you can start to develop a lot of issues. Discussing the whole essence of why I believe your state of mind is so important is because we're dealing with a lot of mental health issues, particularly in the social space, the online world. What you're getting is an overload of consciousness. You're getting an overload of people's mindsets that didn't get the opportunity in the past to voice those opinions. We're kind of playing catch up for the last X amount of years, to where now people feel the ultimate freedom to voice opinion, whether that may be considered right or wrong. Again, at the end of the day, we all share different opinions, we all have different views. Some come together, some are similar, some correlate, and then there's others that, you just never really will understand where that person's coming from, so it's hard to understand what they're saying. So the social world, I think, has been a big boom of emotion, a big boom of different ways of thinking. So I think that if we take a step back and we understand and recognize that this distance between us is just an opportunity to touch base with people, to develop real connections, as opposed to trying to sit behind the screen and pretend. So yeah, I think that it's very, very important that we pay attention to, the people around you in your circle. I mentioned this on episode 1, having people that you can trust around you, which will ultimately, boost your confidence. We want to be able to find and harness a community, and me particularly, to harness a community that is comfortable working together, is comfortable sharing together, comfortable failing together, and ultimately comfortable growing something positive together. So yeah, that's my whole understanding and thought processes when it comes to state of mind, and why I believe it's very, very important that we start to look inward and understand and appreciate how that affects our daily lives, how that affects our relationships, and how we can break it down in order to find ways to use it. I think that mental health as a general topic is, as I've mentioned before, very vague. So I think it's important for us to break down some of the fundamental things, such as communication and the way that you think, in order to structure and create a plan for each individual, finding your personal inner self-belief, self-confidence, and then finding ways to share that with others and to inspire others. That is the ultimate goal when it comes to state of mind, and just kind of my experiences and what I think it means. Yeah, just some personal experiences of how I've been able to rationalize and use it. So yeah, I hope that if anybody's out there listening, that's something that they've maybe thought about. I'd be interested to hear, what people think in terms of how state of mind affects them or doesn't affect them. This is an open dialogue, and I really do appreciate you guys locking in. again, as always, please stay tuned for the next one. We're going to keep this conversation going, and it's opportunity for me to learn something as well. So yeah, peace and love to everyone out there, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.